things here are, now mind you, not everything, but for the most part, things are far cheaper here than they were in Nassau.
Wow.
I could point out item for item that I'm getting things cheaper here, and I wondered why, you know, why did I was like, I didn't need to change my price, I'll put it back.
Wow.
So after my first week, I reverted my prices back to my prices in Nassau.
Wow.
And
Awesome.
been going ever since.
Awesome. Wow, so you can make it in Grand Bahama.
You have to fight. You have to want it.
Wow.
I have a saying that says from an artist, you got to make it or make it. That's the option.
That's the option.
You got to make it or make it.
And certainly is that option we want to leave with you today. As we reflect on Alex's story, and we want to commend your sister, your uncle, all those who helped you along the way. Even that boss that saw the potential in you to make you a manager at age 19, that's incredible. That's incredible. But I hope this story inspires you not to only move from where you are right now, to know that wherever life takes you, that there is the road to success that you can find. And so with that said, I leave you with this challenge. We call it the Bounce Back Challenge. And that is simply, how do you get something? How do you get something you've never had? You're gonna have to be prepared to do something you've never done. So on behalf of my technical team, thank you so much, Alex Diaz, for joining us. Truly phenomenal story, and I'm sure we're gonna get some patties later. But thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yes, well.
And thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Joe Davis-Roll. God bless.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
Welcome to What's Trending, the show keeping you in the know with all that's happening in lifestyle and entertainment. I'm your host, Stacey Campbell Marshall. A romance scam in Asia rakes in over $46 million. It's linked to beautiful women who, in the minds of men across Asia, appear to be real. But Hong Kong police say the victims had fallen prey to a romance scam that used deep fake artificial intelligence to lure males to part with more than $46 million. So far, police in Asia have arrested more than 24 members of the alleged scam ring, which they say targeted men from Taiwan to Singapore and as far as India. The suspects are said to be well-educated, many with digital media and technology degrees, who were allegedly recruited by the gang after attending universities. Former One Direction singer Liam Payne, 31, whose chart-topping British boy band generated a global following of swooning fans, was found dead Wednesday after falling from a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Buenos Aires police said that Payne fell from the 3rd floor of the Casa Azul Hotel in the trendy Palermo neighborhood of Argentina's capital, resulting in his death. A truly surprising sight from Egypt, a dog has been spotted atop the Great Pyramids of Giza and is capturing the hearts of people around the world. In a scene that blends history with a touch of whimsy, a playful pup was seen exploring the ancient wonder. Tourists and locals alike were astonished as they witnessed the dog prancing around the iconic structures, seemingly unfazed by the grandeur surrounding it. The dog's unexpected visit had sparked a social media frenzy with photos and viral videos. Many are speculating about how the dog ended up there, with some joking that it might be a new guardian of the pyramids. While the exact story behind this furry adventurer remains a mystery, local authorities are reminding visitors to respect the historical site and its rules. As for what's coming up in the show, get ready to laugh your hearts out with our very own Dasquay. And in search of a Bahamian-made product, we have the place for you. And much more after the break, so stay with us.
In the heart of the Atlantic, where the sun meets the sea, a legacy is honored. For generations, the brave fishermen of the Bahamas have charted the waters, bringing life and sustenance to our shores. Their dedication, their craft, their spirit deserves to be celebrated. Join us for an evening of splendor and reverence as we honor the extraordinary men and women who sail our waters with pride.
A night dedicated to celebrating the unsung heroes of our waters. On November 16th at the Bahama Resort, we're shining a spotlight on those who make waves, both big and small.
The Anchor Awards, where legends of the sea are celebrated.
You call a fish with no eyes a fish? No?
14 years in the business, and you're trying to tell me that's the best you got?
Real. I gotta come up with something funnier.
Come on, man, you gotta do better. Hey, it just been me back then for 5 years by myself, solo dolo. I wasn't telling jokes like that.
Yeah, that's until I came on the scene and started bringing some structure and making us some real money.
From a car full of dudes to a sold-out show, Dasquay brings laughter for all ages. Through his dynamic stage presence and his playful wit, this comedic genius will not only have you keeling over with laughter, but will captivate you with his acting skills, both on and off the screen. We are delighted to have Jaquay Adderley, known to many as Dasquay, here in studio. Welcome, Dasquay. Oh, I'm already laughing.
I laugh with like from a car full of dudes. Everybody like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But that's the early days. That's the good days.
Those
Collage
early days.
Entertainment.
All
Yeah,
right.
you brought that video back to me, so I appreciate that. That gave me a laugh.
So tell me about your start into comedy. How did you begin? When did you know that you were funny and people would respond to you with laughter?
So I started out just like what you said, in a car full of dudes. Well, that clip comes from a group called Collage Entertainment. A lot of people know them as the Stop Like a Man group. And they were doing viral videos at the time. And me wanting to do something different, feeling this pull towards entertainment. YouTube was popping off at the time. And I said, there's this thing called spoofs, where you'll take something that exists and put a creative, funny spin on it. So I did a spoof to a commercial that I saw, and the leader of Collage Entertainment saw it, and he said, hey, this is wonderful, this was funny, I have a group, this is what we do. And when I saw who it was, I started geeking, like, immediately, because they were viral, they were popping off. So I went to them, and I went to their rehearsal, met with them, and I tell everybody your environment reshapes who you are. So when you're in a room full of a bunch of clowns, people who like to get off, you start to take on that as well. And I started to learn theater, acting, comedy, being quick-wit, thinking on your feet. And that's basically how I broke out of my shell, being a quiet and shy person I was growing up.
Oh, okay.
People don't believe it.
Yeah.
But I was very...
Because I would think you were always like the funny kid who always had the jokes at the dinner table. Okay,
Never.
no.
I was always in my corner. The only persons who would get like more of me was the persons that were close to me in my immediate circle. But yeah, definitely broke out of my shell and got my start there.
Okay, so you know, people talk about big breaks and you know, they oftentimes think like, where did this person come from? Like it was overnight success, but it was, you know, a lead in for you. Tell me when you felt like, okay, I'm doing this. What was your break?
After being a part of Collage for a few years, I was always the extra or the person in the background. I would have my moments, but I wasn't as big of a name. And eventually, there was this year, I think 2016, when I wanted to brand myself and start doing custom, personalized, Bahamian, relatable comedy. And when I started to brand it, looking for a name, call me Quay. It's Quay. Your boy Quay. I was like, no, ain't that I'm landing. So I was like, you know, it's Bahamian comedy, so what's a Bahamian word? Tingam Quay. No, that don't make no sense. That's your boy Quay. Or let's shorten it, that's Quay. And I started putting out videos, just putting it out there to see how persons would react, just to spread humor and joy and laughter. And one day I woke up and the current was off. And I woke up in a pool of sweat. Thought I was in a pool. And immediately a song just started to come to me. So I went out, got a book and a pen, started writing a song called Current Off Dread. And I went to my car outside, recorded the song, put it on social media, and it went viral. Bahamians here and abroad were resharing it, were laughing about it. Almost got, I think it got almost 1 million views, where it was so relatable at the time and so funny and very clever. And at that point, I was like, I can do this.
Okay.
People are loving what I do, loving my creativity. Let's keep it going.
Good.
Yeah.
And so now you're doing shows. So tell me, like, how do you prepare for a show? Because, you know, do you sit down, do you write out jokes for your show? Do you, like, what do you do in preparing?
So I do not sit down and write jokes. I have no book, no papers, nothing where I keep a record of my jokes, because a lot of my jokes comes from experiences or things that go on in my head. If somebody was to take a peep into my brain, they'd be like, whoa, okay, I gotta step back out. A lot going on in here. But I would always know my points, feel out the crowd, know what I want to go for, and I'm a storyteller.
Okay.
I like to tell a story. There's so much styles of comedy, punchline, storytelling, crowd work, when you kind of pick on people in the crowd and, you know, work it like that. But I feel like I'm mostly a storyteller, and that's what works for me. So preparation is more so knowing how I want to start, how I want to end, and then taking the people on a journey from start to finish.
Okay.
Yes.
So having said that, have you ever been in a situation as a comedian where you're like, okay, this is falling flat, like no one's laughing?
I have.
Okay.
I have. In my early years of my first character I created, Bertram O'Bubbler was his name. Bertram O'Bubbler, and a well-known pastor had a conference he was doing at the Hilton Hotel. And he said, hey, you're doing some great stuff. I saw you on this platform. I want you to come in and entertain the pastors and the dignitaries in the room for about 10 minutes. And I thought that was the biggest opportunity. I'm going to have all these greats in a room see me do my thing that everybody loves.
Right.
And he called my name, welcome to the stage, Bertram O'Bubbler. And I went up there. And for 10 minutes, I was telling joke after joke after joke. You know, after the first 5 minutes, I should have said, time to wrap it up. But I don't know, my head just had. My head had. I kept going and going, and literally the room was silent.
No response.
No chuckle, no. I didn't look up and see a smile. And even to make matters worse, they were eating soup. So I was in here and laughing. I was saying, clink, 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 clink.
No.
And at one point, I even leaned, there was a pillar in the room. I even leaned on the pillar thinking, should I stop or should I leave? Hard it again. I told one more joke, nothing. I said, thank you, good night. Everybody clapped.
And
I felt
how do you
like,
bounce back?
well, I walked out of the room very discouraged, very, very discouraged. I think I was going to hang up the towel at that point. But then on my way to the bathroom, this young lady walked past me. And she's like, you did great in there. And I wanted to trip her down. Because why you ain't laugh? If I was doing so good, why didn't you chuck a laugh?
Really
Give me
loud.
something.
Right.
You were quiet too, so, you know. But that little encouragement made me feel like maybe it wasn't me, it was them, you know. So I just kept going for it. And just learn from my mistakes. Whenever you do something and it doesn't work out, find out how you can fix it, how you can pivot and try it again, yeah.
Okay, so your recent sold-out show, it was a huge hit. Yes.
Unexpected, off the chains, very exciting.
Oh, so tell me about that. You know, like in bringing it all together, you know, some people think, okay, let's just get a venue, let's get a microphone, but tell me about some of the logistics in bringing that all together. How do you get people, sponsors, to give you money? You brought in an international guest.
Yes, so the idea stemmed from New Vision Film, that is a movie group in Tampa, Florida, owned by a Bahamian. I was a part of his movie that he did recently last year. And in the car driving, he said, hey, have you ever thought about doing a stand-up special? I said, no, because fun fact, hosting, acting, TV shows, those are like my top 4 or 5. Stand-up comedy is like 5th on my list.
Okay.
So after much thought, I said, okay, I'll give it a try. And I picked a date. And the minute I picked a date, I had to find a venue. I had to find who's going to be on the program, a DJ, how many seats am I going to have, what's going to be the price point, what's my overhead charge, how do I find sponsors to help me to defray the cost, the mics are going to use, the stage, the look of the stage, the music, there's so much that goes into it. And then when you're done with the preparation now, how do I get this out to the people to want to spend their money, to want to come, to want to have a good time? How do I relay this event to the people? And then the nerves come in. Are they gonna come? Are they gonna spend money? And it just ended up being bigger than I planned because it was just gonna be me. But after a few conversations with Dion Gibson from Tampa, it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was able to share the stage with one of my idols that I grew up on YouTube watching like his videos religiously. So it went from a small idea to I'm sharing the stage with someone I looked up to, and that was incredible. But there's so much that goes into planning. It's stressful sometimes.
Yeah, and congratulations on just a great, really great event. Yeah. So what can we look forward to in the future from Dasquay?
In the future, every year I try to do a big one. I encourage everyone to do this. Ask yourself every year, what is something that I can do that's bigger than me, that can scare me, that I could try to pull off? And this year was my comedy special. Next year, we are looking at season 2 of my Spelling Bee show that's on television. We're also looking at a movie by the name of 7 Days in Paradise. This is exclusive information, by the way.
Okay, breaking
So you're
news.
getting breaking news. 7 Days in Paradise, the movie that's going to be filmed over here. So we're finishing the script and all of the logistics for that to begin filming that. And then last but not least, a TV show is going to be filmed here. Can't talk much about that, but that is done. The funding is in, and we're going global. We're going bigger than the Bahamas, you know? Little island boy going to take on the world.
What do you say to that young boy out there that's watching who says, you know, I think I'm funny and I want to tell jokes and I want to be a comedian? What advice do you have for him?
Do it afraid. Do it afraid. That's how I got my start. The first time I hosted an event, I did it very afraid, and I was able to make a living off of it. The first time I did a comedy show, the first 2 flopped. My 3rd one sold out.
Okay.
This is my 4th one I just did. Just give it a try. You never know. It's going to go from give it a try to now I make a living off of it, but you just have to do it. And if it doesn't work out, find out how you can make it work. You know, that's what I would tell them.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to miss what Dasquay has on the other side of the break, so stay tuned.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Hey there, Halloween lovers. Are you ready for some spine-chilling savings? This October, we're brewing up something special just for you. Join us for What's Trending Spooktacular Deals with Shop Smart. Tune in on Wednesday, October 16th and October 23rd as we unveil frightfully fantastic deals that will make your Halloween celebrations unforgettable. Mark your calendars. You won't want to miss these wickedly good bargains. So grab your broomsticks and get ready to tune in. Let's make this Halloween the most thrilling one yet with Shop Smart. So see you soon, if you dare. So we're back in studio with Dasquay, having a really good time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wanted to know, tell me some of the places that you've performed.
Of course, I've performed home here in the Bahamas, most of the Bahamian Islands. I've also performed in Chicago, South Carolina, and North Carolina, and Turks and Caicos.
Okay, so, you know, some of those places are, you know, in America. So
Yes.
how is it that you choose to, you know, find, you know, what jokes you're going to tell? Because they may not understand, like, some of the stuff that is, you know, inherent to the Bahamas.
That is true. Well, there's different styles of comedy, like I told you before. You could always go with relatable topics that no matter where you're from, you can, they can understand what you're saying. Like, you could talk about stuff like work, the state of the world, global, the climate, sports, you know, celebrity, hip-hop, whatever you can, that's relatable across the board so they can understand you. Or you could do what, like, Trevor Noah does, where he educates America about Africa in his comedy and his material. And I feel like that's another avenue you can take, where you educate people about the Bahamas in your comedy.
Yes.
Because, you know, coming on the cruise ship and landing right on the port, you don't really get to really experience the
Right.
people. But not only John Kunu colorful, a lot of people colorful.
Very, very colorful. Absolutely. And how critical is it to get the audience involved in a performance?
Very critical. I feel like once they feel like they're a part of the story or a part of the narrative, or they can relate to it, they appreciate it more, especially when you touch on it, if you crack on it, or if you take them down the journey to something that they feel, but you put humor on it, they'll always appreciate it better.
Okay, so I think I'm ready. I'm going to give my joke. This is my moment.
Okay.
What am I going to say?
Okay, so I was thinking to let you tell a joke about roach, but that might be a little bit, you're on level 1.
Okay, level 1.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I might just go with a one-liner.
Okay.
Yeah, you scared of roach?
Yes.
You are?
I am.
Right, you know if you whop a roach.
Whop a roach.
Whop, say whop.
Whop. Whop.
Whoa.
Whop.
I know you born here, but you're
Born
raised
here,
here.
right,
So we
yeah.
got to get you back into the lingo.
Okay,
You know if you whop a roach.
Whop a roach.
If you whop a roach less than 10 times, if you go away to get the dustpan and come back, the roach gone. You have
Right.
experienced that?
Yes.
So you got to whop them at least 10 to 400 times.
10 to 400
It's based
times.
on you and what kind of broom you're using.
Okay.
But see, that's more elaborate.
Yeah.
We could do a one-liner for you.
Okay,
You ready?
what's my one-liner?
The first thing you do, you stand there, you connect with the audience, smile. A nice smile on your face.
Yes.
And then you say, ready?
Yes.
Why don't ants
Why don't ants
get sick?
get sick?
You won't report and you're telling a joke. You sound like you're reporting. Get sick.
Why don't ants get sick?
Okay, getting there. Why don't ants get sick?
Why don't ants get sick?
Because
Because
they have antibodies.
they have antibodies. Am I supposed to laugh at myself?
No.
No, okay.
No, I was laughing at you. That was good, though. That was really good.
Thank you.
Work on
and
it.
the Bahamian accent, that was good, right?
Yeah,
that was authentic.
Good. That was
All right.
good. It was still, but it was good.
So thank you so much, Dasquay.
No problem.
It is always great to have you in studio.
It's a
and
pleasure.
congratulations on all your success.
Thank
Wishing
you.
you much more success.
Hope to see you on the comic scene, too.
Thank you again, Dasquay. You were so great, and we'll be right back.
From paradise to paradise, Bahamas Air invites you to embark on a seamless island journey from the sun-kissed coast of Nassau, the Bahamas, to the rhythmic shores of Montego Bay, Jamaica. Soar high above a turquoise tapestry on the most trusted airline in the Caribbean. Our inaugural flight takes wing on November 17th, 2024. Don't delay. Book your idyllic escape today.
The Ministry of Tourism hoping to take Bahamian products to a new level through its incubator initiative, the Sun, Sand, and Souvenirs Project, sponsored by the Tourism Development Corporation, is promoting the works of local artisans and entrepreneurs while enhancing the visitor experience in the Bahamas. A pop-up drive mounted on Wednesday certainly brought the eastern end of the Bay Street alive. The event was complemented by cultural activities, making it a lively and interactive experience. Outside of entertaining our visitors, the Tourism Project is creating opportunities for small business owners to market their Bahamian-made craft items, art, and other locally produced goods. The outlet was launched in March this year on Bay Street and is already accommodating a number of vendors, including Crafty Corner, promoting handmade straw items.
I actually got into straw work 2 years ago. It was just happenstance. Well, my mother does straw. My family does plaiting and sewing as well. So I just saw an opportunity where I got into it as well, and then got a small sewing machine and started, and that's where Crafty Corner was born. It's well supported. A lot of persons love the work. I recently started to do embroidery, where we do embroidery on the straw work, and that led me to doing wholesale items. So now I have maybe 2 or 3 vendors at the cruise port. I have vendors in Exuma, and that's just opened up a lot of opportunities for me.
Entrepreneurs are benefiting from the increased exposure and direct sales, while tourists gain a deeper appreciation of Bahamian culture. The Tourism Development Corporation so far is pleased with the feedback.
We host vendors. They normally sell authentic Bahamian products, and so we have different tourists come along in the Bahamas to express and experience authentic Bahamian products that the vendors offer. So people are receptive to this setup. It's called a sip and shop event. The goal is to bring more tourists down on the eastern side of Bay Street, to bring more activity. So once they go in the store, they can experience what we all have to offer here, the creativity. So we are happy to announce that the Sun, Sand, and Souvenirs is hosting a sip and shop right here in the Bahamas.
It's Thursday, and What's Trending's got somewhere for you to settle in this weekend. Stressed out from work, worn out from the everyday rat race, really need to get away but just cannot face the aggravation of an airport, the difficulty of delayed flights and lost luggage? Well, I have a wonderful solution for you, and all you need to get there is a car. The owners call it a stone's throw away because whatever direction you look in, relief and relaxation is only a stone's throw away. Located out west on Tropical Gardens Road, right on top of those cliffs that give the place the most spectacular views from their wide verandas and guest rooms, the classic Caribbean architecture is surrounded by lush gardens. Treat yourself to an ocean suite with a luxurious soaking tub, sitting area, walk-in shower, and a king-size bed made up with luxury linens. Gorgeous views of the sparkling waves below will greet you from your private balcony each morning. Or choose a garden room where you'll be surrounded by abundant greenery, and if your garden room is on the first floor, you are just steps away from a refreshing pool and shaded lounging area. Decorated in relaxing classic Caribbean decor, these rooms are designed to inspire rest, renewal, and rejuvenation. A weekend staycation that will certainly banish your stress and give you a new perspective on life. Every morning, there's a complimentary continental breakfast you can enjoy in the cozy dining room or on the beautiful balcony looking out at the sparkling sea. For lunch and dinner, feast at the Bombay Cafe, where the two chefs who operate it are from India and prepare dishes that have hundreds of years of tradition behind them. The menu is simple and served family style, which means you'll be able to try many dishes from a variety of Indian regional cuisines over the course of a meal. Whether it's a delicious chicken curry, a traditional tandoori, a paneer masala, or fresh samosa, all made with fresh ingredients, you will be taken on an unforgettable culinary journey. Enjoy your meals at the indoor dining space or on the beautiful patio overlooking the big blue sea from one of the highest points in Nassau. No stress, no lines, no loud restaurants, just an intimate culinary adventure featuring authentic Indian food with a Caribbean twist. By the time you leave this enchanting tropical hideaway and get back to the real world, you will be ready to face the rat race again, because now you know that relief and relaxation is only a stone's throw away.
We've come to appreciate the JBI product. Simply doesn't matter where they're staged or where they're located. We always realize that JBI has the best pricing and the best quality of food. In particular, my favorite is corned beef. I was a hometown boy. So if I can purchase anything, it can be this JBI corned